Hello dear viewers, welcome back to another Odoo 19 tutorial by Cybrosys. Today in this video, we'll be talking about the employee module of Odoo 19. So previously we've already talked about the employees, but that was of the edition or the version which is enterprise, which is actually a paid version of Odoo. So today we are going to talk about the employees that you can find inside the community version of Odoo, which is absolutely free. So obviously it's free, so there might be certain limitations. So today in this video, I'll be showing you what all features are present inside the employee module of Odoo 19's community version. So without wasting any time, let's get into the video. So now let's take a look at the employees. As soon as you open the employees, you'll be seeing all the employees that exist in your organization and that you have added into the system as well. So this is the default view, which is the Kanban view. Okay, and clicking or dragging on any of the picture will pop out the picture like this. And in the card view, you will be having the photo, that is the image of the person, the name, the role, the address, and the contract. So if there is any activity that has to be scheduled or that is scheduled, that will be shown here. So if you click on this, it will show activity. If there is no activity, you can schedule one from here. So click on schedule, choose the activity that is, that you're planning to schedule, and then you can save it, or you have this activity plans over here. So you can choose any and set. So once it's done, that will be denoted there. Okay. So this is the default view, and there are plenty of views provided by Odoo. This is the list view of the employees, which will show you the employee name, the work phone, the department, the job, and the manager. Then comes the hierarchy. So this is the hierarchy view, and comes the activities. So any activities corresponding to any of the employees can be viewed from here, and also you can schedule activities from here as well. Okay, so there are three colors: red, yellow, and green. So red is representing the activities that are expired, yellow the ones to be done today, and the green represents the ones that are to be done in the future. And you have the graphical representation of the employees. So these are the different, data that you have corresponding to employees. So this is the bar chart and this is the pie chart. And first you have seen the line chart. Then finally we have the, the pivot table. So the pivot table actually shows you the different designation and the count based on different years. So you can add multiple measures from here, and you have the department wise filtering as well as the company wise filtering. Now let's go back to the employees. You have these much employees over here. Now let me show you how to create a new employee. For that, click on new and the creation form appears. Here you have the area where you have to specify the name of the employee. Okay. So let the name be Justin. Okay. And here you can actually set an email for Justin. So I'm setting the name as justin@sample.com. And comes the work phone and work mobile. So I'm giving the work phone over here, a random number. And then you have the work mobile. Okay. Then you can add tags for the employee. Okay. I'm setting the tag as sales. Now you have a lot of tabs over here. The very first thing is the work. So here in the work tab, you'll be having the work related information, the location, the usual work locations, and also the organizational chart. Okay. So you can actually set him under a specific department from here. So I'll put him under sales. Okay. The job position can be specified over here. It can be anything. I'll just put the name as sales manager, creating a one like that. And you can set a manager for this person. So I'm putting Abigail as his manager. Okay. So comes the work location next. So you can add the work location where if it's in a building, you'll be having different offices, or whether he's working from home or office, that can be added over here. And for all the days of the week, where is he going to work from? So if he's a hybrid person and all, you can add 2 days from work, 2 days from office. Likewise, you can actually change it. And here comes the organizational chart. Now here you will get the full chart. Okay. So you can open this, you can see Abigail Peterson, and under that comes the Justin that we've created right now. So let's go back to Justin's profile, and next you have this resume. Now go back here, you can see Michelle Edmond. Under that comes the marketing and community manager. Then comes the consultant, under whom is the sales manager. So likewise, based on your data that you are providing, the organizational chart will be given over there. Okay. And here you can see, may I recommend you to set up an onboarding plan, employee created. So all the activities that you do is tracked over here, and this person is marked as absent right now. You can change it from here. Okay. And comes the resume section. So in the resume, you have the option to create the resume lines as well as skills and certifications. Then comes the certification section, from where you can add certifications. So currently we have certification or skill for Odoo and Scrum Master. So you can add any and save and close it. Multiple certifications can be added. Then comes the personal information, where you have the private contact, the emergency contact, the citizenship, the family related details, the documents. Then you have the personal information, visa and work permit, location, and education. So that's the personal tab, where you have to specify all this. Then comes the payroll, where you have to specify the contract overview. Okay. So the contract can be set from here. You can load a template either. So you have the wage, the contract type, the pay category, and the working hours. And finally, we have the settings, where you can set the users. Like you can actually create a user out of this person or link this person to a user. Then comes the approver, the attendance, the point of sale, and application settings. So there are a lot of things that you have to add on while you are creating an employee. Okay. And on top, you can see certain smart tabs where this particular employee has been involved. So this is a fresh, document, right? Or a fresh data. So as gradually, when you start using this person in any of these actions, or the monthly hours, the equipments and all, where this person is involved, that will be depicted over here. So that's how you use it. And if you want to launch any plans, so you can click on the launch plan, and then you can launch. So you have plans like the onboarding and offboarding. So either plan, you can launch it over the person. So that's how you create an employee. That's the employee creation. So you can see Justin has come over here. Okay. So this is Abigail. Let's go back. Then comes the department. So obviously we'll be working under different departments. Okay. We'll be having the marketing department, the developer department, the designer department, administrations and all. So likewise, those departments can be seen from here as well as created from here. So click on new, and such a window appears, where you have to specify the name of the department, set a manager, and if that department has any parent department, set that, and a color. It's that simple, no complications there. So if you just take a look at the administration department, you can see the department, the manager, company, and employees that are working under the department. So if you take a look, you have 2 employees, and I've already clicked on that, which will be showing you both the employees under this particular department. So let's go back, and here you have the 3 dots, where you have the option to view the departments, employees, and the child departments. We have already seen the employee. So you have the child department over here. Then comes the reporting, where you have the reporting based on the department, like the attendance, expense, time off, recruitment, skills history, and timesheet corresponding, like a department oriented result is what you get over there. So that's really good. And you can see, if you take this management department, you can see 4 expenses, 1 time off request, 1 allocation request. And even if there are new applicants coming for that department, that can also be viewed from here. Okay. So it's that simple. And this has 3 views, which is the Kanban, the list view, and the hierarchy. Okay. So here you can see management. You can fold it from here. You can unfold it, under which comes the administration and the professional services. Under R&D, you can see 1. Again, 1 under that. Likewise, it goes on. Okay. So that is the departments. Then comes the learning section, where you have things related to the learning. So you have certifications over here, and all the certifications gained by employees can be seen here. You can even create a new certification. So click on new, And if somebody is gaining the Scrum Master certification, I'm adding one for Abigail to, okay, a specific date is provided and saving it. So Abigail has now got a new certification, okay, which is a valid one. All others are expired. This is a valid one. So that's how you add certifications. Then comes the training attendances. So in, like, if you are going for any training sections and all, such things can be added over here. So let's click on new, add a person. So let Anita be the person. You can choose the title of the training. So let it be Odoo training. Then the date of the training, I'm going to put it on 10th. Okay. And the resume section can also be added here. I'm adding training. So once it's done, you can upload your file. I mean, you can actually log the training details over here under the training attendance. Then comes the courses where you have the e-learning. Okay. So the e-learning courses can actually be created from here. So you have courses like basics of gardening. If you open that, you can see the course title and the content of the courses. You can even add description. You can see the options and the karma points. So if you just review the course, you will be getting 5 points, and if you finish, you will be getting 10. And for access rights, so if you want to add a review, you need 10 credits. Then to add comment and vote how much you want, that is given over here. So that's how simply you can create an e-learning course. Okay. So that's the e-learning courses. And then you have the on-site courses. So you can actually create an event from here, event name and all. Now all these events and all comes detailed in the events module. Let it be there. Then comes the reporting section where you have the skills inventory. So if you expand it, you'll get the data about the skills or reporting about the skills. You can see French, how many people know French, how many know English, people with soft skills, programming languages and all. And you can switch it to pivot view as well. So that's the skill reporting. And then comes the certifications. So here you can see people with different certification. So if you expand for Abigail only have one. Likewise, other employees also has different certifications. Now you can switch it to pivot table. This is the pivot table. And finally, we have the configuration. So let's keep the settings for last. So here you can see the onboarding and offboarding. We've already seen this, what it is. It's a plan that you create. So you've named the plan like this, and you have added a group of activities to the activity type. So that is the offboarding. I mean, onboarding and offboarding. Like, you can actually create employee plans or simply activity plans from here. Then comes the work locations. So while creating an employee, they were asking for locations, right? So you can actually create locations from your work location, and you have to specify the address as well as a cover image. So that's the work location that you use while creating the employee. Then comes the work schedule. So the standard working hours, like 40 hours per week, 35 hours per week and all, can be specified over here or created or configured here. Then comes the departure reason. So if any employee is going out of your organization, it can be like a resignation, a retirement, a firing or termination or whatever it is. So that departure reason should be created over here. So click on new and specify a reason. So once you are archiving an employee, they'll be asking for the reasons. So those reasons can be configured here. So that's the departure reasons. And then comes the skill types. So if language is a skill type, then skills come as English, German, Filipino, and all such things. Okay. So skill types can be created over here. Then for recruitment, you have the job position. So these are basically, we can call them as roles, right? So you have the trainee, the interior designer, the consultant, and all such job position can be created by clicking on new. You can specify the name and all the details over here. Then comes the contract templates. So these are the different templates that we have. Likewise, you can actually pre-create contract templates so that when you create an employee, the contract details can be fetched from the template. Then comes the employment types, where you have different types of employees like permanent, temporary, interim, seasonal and all. So such employee types or employment types can be configured from here. And finally, we have the challenges, under which we have the badges, challenges, and goals history. So badges can be, created or granted from here. So there are a lot, it's kind of a reward, okay? So you can see problem solver badges that you have. You can grant it from your simply click on grant, and you can choose the person to whom you are going to grant this, and you can describe it, and then simply click on grant badge. Okay, so sorry, I am Michelle Edmond. Grant the badge, and the badge has been granted. So you can see people who own the badge over here. Then comes the challenges. So there you can actually set certain challenges and set goals for that. So you have a monthly sales challenge or target, and you can see the total invoice and the current value and how far the challenge is gone and all can be seen over there. And then you have the goals history. So the current value and how much is to reach is the goals history. So that can be viewed from here. And finally, we have the configuration settings, under which you have the employees, the work organization, and the contracts. So employee, you can see the presence display and the advanced presence control, as well as the skills management. Then you can set the default company working hours, and then the contract expiration notice period, as well as the work permit expiration notice period. So these much options are available inside the employees module. So those are the features present inside the employee module. I hope that was clear for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and see you guys in the next video.